Hello, guys, and welcome back to Approved or Not for Obojima.
You
Ob-
can't speak English.
Obojima.
Thank you. Obojima, Tale of the Tall Grass with pipes.
That's me.
And if
And no one cares. I'm
All
joking.
right, so we are going to look at spells.
Yep.
Now, I'm going to read out the spells. Some of these we already have approved or not.
Yep.
So if we've already talked about them in previous videos, we'll just move on. So, Jolt.
I believe we talked about it, but I forgot to write stuff down for it. I believe Jolt was the one
All
that
right.
did lightning damage and could
Yeah.
turn on machinery.
Yeah, Jolt is fine, though you're probably not using the secondary feature. Retrieve.
Retrieve. Ours.
You cause...
We have not. So what does
Yeah, I didn't
retrieve
think
do?
You cause an object within range that isn't being worn or carried to fly to your hands. The object whisked weigh no more than 10 pounds or the spell fails.
So
That as a bonus action. That's... Ooh. Can I ask a question?
what's up?
What is the weight limit of Mage Hand?
I
This
think
is the deciding factor.
Mage?
5 pounds, isn't it?
No, it's more.
Give me the weight limit of Mage Hand. This is the deciding factor. It all comes down to this, Ross.
Mage Hand 5e. Let's see. Roll 20. You got me. 30 feet in front of you. There's a no more than carry no more than 10 pounds.
So the same weight. Okay.
You also gotta keep
Then
in
it's
mind though,
approved.
Mage Hand is also a further
Yes.
distance.
Correct. No. Mage Hand is better. That's why this is approved.
All right. Next one.
Yep. Okay. Root grab.
We have not grabbed on this spell. Anyway.
Uh,
What do we got?
Uh,
So it's a reaction.
it's a reaction which you take when a creature provokes an attack of opportunity from you. You cause roots to reach out and grasp the creature that provokes the opportunity attack, hindering its movement. The creature's speed is reduced by 10 feet until the start of your next turn. I guess that's fine.
I don't think it's that good, but
No, I think more, except for very specific situations. Oh, I guess the thing is, if I'm a wizard, unless I have Warcaster,
I was gonna say I would use this more as a druid because druids, other than absorb elements, don't get that many reactions.
that is fair. That is absolutely fair.
But also, it's
That-
10 feet, so I would argue that even then, maybe a weapon attack might be better.
I mean,
I'm not sure.
but It's 10 feet, but not really.
Oh, it's 10 feet. Oh, it's 10 feet reach. Oh, what?
No,
Wait,
it's not. No, that's what I'm saying. 10 feet.
the
This is a weird.
provoke an opportunity
We have
attack.
hit a weird one, Ross. So, what is the true range of this spell?
It's whatever the range an opportunity attack could be.
And what affects that?
Whatever weapon you use, as well as
True.
of course, certain race options, but we're not going to talk about them.
Yes. Okay. Assuming you're not playing those certain race options,
Right. So
what weapon could I use?
to get 10 feet,
Yes.
which would be any of the glaive-like weapons. So glaive, halberd, stuff that would work with polearm master for the most part, other than a couple
But
exceptions.
Ross,
Uh,
can I use those? Can I use those and cast the spell?
oh no, you can't. Oh, that's
Unless, of course, you take Warcaster. But you know what? If I'm taking Warcaster, I would never use this spell.
yeah. I saw what you're tricking me there with because its range is 10 feet. Technically, they're leaving 10 feet. I see what you're doing there. I caught your ruse.
The range is 5 feet. 5 feet unless you're playing a bugbear.
Right. Which even then, a bugbear would not be able to use this
Why not?
because their attacks reach out an extra 5 feet, making any 5 feet attack.
Okay, Ross, you didn't get it at all. Ross, you didn't get my complaint at all. An opportunity attack triggers while they're still within 5 feet of you. That was not my problem.
Oh. Uh, I guess a scenario where you could go with this is maybe a creature. Let's say you're a druid that is using like a club or something. I don't know what druid weapon proficiencies are. I know you can use clubs or a
Mm-hmm.
quarterstaff. Let's say the enemy has immunity to bludgeoning damage in general. Then
Oh,
you have a reason to use this, but still, that's a very niche scenario.
Ross, look who gets this. Oh,
Yeah,
you think Druid?
yeah,
Uh, no, but again, but yeah, that's my issue. No, Ross, I was just making fun of the 10 feet range because the 10-foot range is bullshit unless you're playing a bugbear or have some other way to extend your reach.
right.
Because there are no, as far as I know, no reach weapons that are 10 feet. Anyways, this is the proof of that thought.
Yeah, and bards, sorcerers, and wizards all have reactionary spells that are better than this.
They all have stuff they want to do.
Yeah,
All
I'll,
right, so that was
I'll say
next up,
it's rare to
guys.
get
I gotta fake them.
we got task, which I believe we've not
Wires.
covered. Task we've not covered.
All right,
What
so
is
this says be sus. With a flick of your wrist, you magically complete a small and simple task, such as flipping a book, buttering bread, or heating a cup of tea without anything that is intended to inflict a harmful. That must be something. This is. This is meant to be a flavor spell. I get it. This is meant to be a flavor spell.
uh,
This is meant to be one on the veins of what's it called?
unseen servant.
Thaumaturgy.
Oh.
No. Thaumaturgy and the other one.
Well,
You know the one.
That's what I'm gonna. Oh yeah, thaumaturgy and prestidigitation.
Thank you.
Which I can't believe I'm going to say it for this.
Mm-hmm.
Would we have to compare this to unseen servant? Because
No, it does not. The answer, Ross, is it does not.
Well, that's what the reason I'm asking is like, what does this do that or what does unseen servant do that this doesn't?
Okay. You know what? I don't want to bullshit you, so I'm going to make sure
like
before I give you the answer.
Because you could do a bunch of tasks with an unseen servant, like what?
So wait. Are you asking what does this do that unseen servant doesn't?
Right.
The answer is nothing. The other way around, though, a bunch.
Okay.
The reason this doesn't compare to unseen servant is this spell is specifically meant to have no gameplay effect.
Okay. I see.
Must be something you normally be able to accomplish without the use of magic, see?
Okay. I mean, yeah, approved.
Yeah, I'll say approved. It's weird. It's a weird situation. All right.
What's next?
We got spells. The actual one. The actual one.
Leveled ones.
Armament.
Oh, I saw this one because I saw it on my cleric list, and it's an interesting one. I'll say that. Simply put, you summon non-magical weapons.
Yeah, this is.
It's weird.
Yeah, I have. Okay, Ross. It's time for a game. Ross, ready to play?
Which game are we doing? Scenario time, or is it the other one?
No. Game scenario isn't game. Game is they're two different segments.
Okay.
Game is when I ask you a question because I think it's funny. All right. In what scenario is this spell useful?
Okay. The first scenario that I can think of off top of bat. Also, I just realized it requires a material components. What's the just metal pattern? Never mind.
Carry on.
But basically, in the scenario where you are, actually, you know what? Let's take the starting of Tyranny as a great example. A bunch of the villagers or townspeople are defenseless. They don't got any weapons to be able to fight back. A cleric could cast this and provide them some armaments to help defend themselves.
Potentially. That is a fair use case. Though I do need to point out, you're probably not going to get much better damage than commoners get out of their own weapons, considering they don't get proficiency in these.
Right. No, I'm saying specifically the ones that are like, let's say,
Mhm.
oh, here's another good example, a jailbreak.
No,
No.
but you did hit what I was trying to trick you into answering.
But for the record, I did not pick up the spell for the.
It's fine because I
other
hadn't approved it yet. But let me explain. Let me explain why this spell is useless. No, actually no. Why? Why is this spell useless during a jailbreak?
Specifically useless.
Yep.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Useless during a jailbreak.
Alright, this is the real question I wanted you to answer.
I don't see why this would be exactly useless for a jailbreak. Because I mean, giving prisoners the access to extra like some weapons to like help them get free. I feel like that doesn't.
Can I ask, in this jailbreak, which side of the bars are you on?
Oh, are you saying specifically? Okay, I don't. I'm assuming that I as a cleric is trying to help break people out.
Yeah, sorry.
I feel like
It is specifically useless for a jailbreak if you're one of the ones who need to escape.
that's fair. That is absolutely fair.
Why?
Unless you can get able to get access to your spellcasting focus. But
Hit,
who knows?
nail, right on head. You are not necessarily going to have the metal power, and you're definitely not going to have your spellcasting focus. Unless you are a very niche subclass and subclass.
Right.
But yes, you're right. Honestly, the best situation for this is sneaking into a place. Not a place where you're not supposed to be. A place like no weapons inside the president's house.
Oh, I see. And like you can like summon it like I see. Because you're not gonna have any weapons on it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd be
this
looking at that
spell's super
scenario.
niche. I approve.
Yeah, it's niche, but I think it's cool. Like, hey, any martial or simple weapon of your choice.
So Roth, cast this spell. First, you do this. Then you do this.
Oh, bubble lift. Okay.
Then you swing it around.
Oh. Okay.
I
Wise
know.
guy.
Ironically enough, it has verbal command, it's not somatic, so I can't even do that bit.
All right, let's
Anyways,
see.
bubble lift.
What do we got? So action, 1 hour.
You
rogue opponents.
so yeah. You do this, then swing it around town, then you blow a bubble around any solid, granular, liquid object that weighs 500 pounds or less,
Okay.
causing it to float 4 feet off the ground. No matter what the concept of the bubble weighs 10 pounds, it can be pushed.
Oh.
Ross,
Okay.
Resilient Sphere. What level spell is it?
4th level, I think.
That's a bad sign. Resilient Sphere.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm fast. Resilient Sphere is 4th level. Let's see. What is the limits?
This specifically targets a creature. I don't believe the other one targets a creature.
True. Can you target a creature? That would be a point. If it's got to be an object, it's got to be an object. Okay, that changes. Okay, that changes things. Okay.
I saw where your mind was going. It's like
Tensor's floating disc. What level?
it's first. Also, it's a ritual. I don't believe this is a ritual.
It doesn't matter. Sorry. It doesn't matter that's a ritual. Yeah, I'm looking for. See, that is what you do when you're looking at spells. You look at the balance. When I was looking at spells, and you guys watching home will notice this. I will almost always ask, "Hey, this similar spell, what level?"
Right. Let's see.
Or like, how much damage does it do, or this or that.
Let's see. Tensors last for an hour. First level action, 30 feet.
All I care is what level it was.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Oh, yes. All right, then bubble lift is approved.
Okay.
Yep. Sorry. Yep. See, that's that. This is easy. This is easy. Duplicate. Have we looked at this? I believe we have.
Duplicate? It sounds familiar, but I don't have it marked. But let's see. I feel like we did look at this.
We definitely looked at this, and we definitely approved it.
Yeah. Oh, I remember now. I think it was part of the rogue one.
Yep. All right. So we're carrying on.
What do we got next?
Gift.
Oh, I know this one. I remember this one. This is the one where you were really confused.
Right. So we've looked at it. Okay.
I believe you approved of it.
Yeah, I approved it.
Approved without doubt, if I remember correctly.
Without thought, you mean?
Thought. Damn it! I can't say doubt without doubt.
See, Ross, the issue is approve without doubt means the exact opposite of what I mean.
What do we got next?
Pacify person.
I don't believe we've covered this. Oh,
We
that's
have not.
pacify monster. Pacify person?
Pacify person is the spell I'm looking at.
Yep. Okay.
Although I will tell you right now, considering how these usually work when it's like hold monster, hold person, it'll probably get the exact same treatments.
Let's see. First level action duration a minute. Pacify human
Pacify
in range.
Target
wisdom
must make a wisdom
save.
saving throw. If it fails, save it pacify by until the spell ends. Pacify creature can't attack, cast spell, or deal damage to the enemy for its turns at higher levels when you cast a spell using a spell. Additionally,
Pacify
Okay.
doesn't mean any other condition.
It doesn't. But I'm gonna ask a couple questions. Ross, let me ask you questions.
Yeah, sorry.
All right. Hold person. What level?
It's second level.
Thank you. Okay. That spell that makes a bunch of people in the area stay still a bunch and charms them.
Oh, are you talking about
You can't remember the name either, huh?
hypnotic pattern.
That one. What level is it?
Third level.
Third level. Really?
Yeah, third level. It's
Okay.
it's basically because it does an area effect condition like
yeah.
fear.
Yeah. No. You're right. All right. Yeah.
This is concentration as well, so you're only getting.
I know.
One
I
person.
know. Ye still, unless you're a sorcerer that twin spells it.
Of course. Do actually sorcerers get it? They do. Okay.
That's not the point. And even if sorcerers don't get it, sorcerers can get it.
Right. Somehow.
Many ways.
Uh,
Yeah, I see no reason to deny this one. It's proved.
What do we got
It
next?
cuts it close, but it's proved.
It does. I see what your mind was going to. And it's like, it's very similar to Hold Person, except you're not getting the paralysis off.
Sand structure.
Oh my god, there is that here.
The ritual.
Okay. What do we got? So 5 feet tall, 5 feet wide. What thick materializes?
You can so everybody's actually when spell ends.
So you've just built a sand wall?
Yes.
I
I've
think,
looked at
considering it's a ritual spell, I think it is just flavor.
that. It is funny though.
Well, the fact that it lasts a minute is stupid.
I think.
Mhm.
Okay, what's weird is I can think of a. Okay, please.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think there's gonna be a scenario for this, because I was gonna say, what I'm thinking is maybe but a fight is about to come to a place. What if you're able to cast this multiple times and make a little like wall or something? Could you do a stand structure on top of a stand structure? That is a real question.
Ross, I'm going to ask you a
Like
question.
ritualing it.
No, you can't.
Why wouldn't you?
Read the spell carefully. Ooh. I wasn't even going to do a game with this one's not that hidden. That's the reason why you can't do it.
What?
So you want to ritual cast the spell to stack them on top of each other.
If you ritual cast it, the wall lasts until it's destroyed or dismissed.
Wait, does it say that?
Yes.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, and that
Oh, I
lasts a little
missed
bit. How did you miss it? It's literally in its own paragraph. It's its own
My brain
dimension.
works that way. All right, thank you for catching me. Then never mind everything I was going to say. Okay, that changes everything. In that case, yes, Ross, there are plenty of use cases. This spell is super, super useful.
That's pretty handy.
Yeah, no.
But if you're in
yes.
combat directly, I don't know how much a 5 feet tall.
It's useless.
will.
It's useless if you're in combat. But although I will say, here's what you can do.
Oh.
Provided they strike the top and not the bottom, you can use the spell to patch it up.
Ooh.
If there is someone or something you absolutely need to protect and you have time,
Oh my
then
god, I
this
just
spell is
realized
useful.
something dumb. Pleeps, you know
What?
that barbarian from the other book? The luchador one? You fucking build a tower with this, and then they're like, from the top sandcastle!
Essentially. All right, this is approved. It did avoid that last clause did make it lose approve without thought. So good job finding this. I think we've looked at summon vehicle.
Wait, what was this about? A summon vehicle.
You summon a
have-
bicycle or a moving machine. We've looked at it.
I don't remember us looking at. No, we looked at the train one.
No, we've also looked at some vehicle, but I remember talking about how funny it was it had a walking speed.
Oh, I thought that was a. Oh, you know what? You're right. You're right. I remember
Were
that.
you not writing them down as we were talking about them?
Well, no. This was the spike one. That was a different. That was a part of a subclass one, not the spell.
I'm pretty sure the subclass gave you the spell.
It might have.
Anyways, just quickly, this is approved.
I didn't start doing that until at least the second part for the subclass video.
I'm gonna be honest.
So-
For future reference, Ross,
Wait, it didn't tell
If
me
you
to
don't-
start doing that until that point. So I'm like,
I never told you it was your idea. But for future reference,
Anyway.
it is something that you either start right away or start later on because it messes everything up if you're doing both.
I mean, that's why we're doing these one at a time, like doing a check mark. Like, boop, 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 boop.
Yep, swallow magic.
I know we didn't cover this. What do we got? So first level,
Reaction, which you take when when a spell cast by another creature fails to affect you.
Oh wait, we did look at this one.
Right, we did. Yes.
We had a whole conversation about it. We had a scenario time, but I forgot what the scenario was.
It was what does it affect and what doesn't it affect. It was a quiz.
Right, it was a quiz.
I think we said this was approved though.
Yeah, I believe it was approved.
I'm pretty sure it was.
What do we got next? Oh, we checked out I remember Water Bullet. That one's the one that had the
Oh
further,
yeah.
I believe it was like the further the distance was, it did more damage or something like that.
I had do you remember what I said about it?
I think it said approve without doubt or not doubt. Damn it,
Thought.
thought. Approve without thought.
Right. Yeah, because I found this to be super underwhelming.
I mean, it does decent damage on a first level spell, 5d6.
But in the situation where it would do damage, I feel you have other options.
Right.
All right, then we get Whelm Weapon.
I think we covered this one too. I think it was the one that did minus
Yeah,
1d4 damage to the
Yeah,
weapons.
yeah.
What did we say about it again?
Approve without thought.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it could be handy,
So,
but
Hey,
Yeah.
Eve, I have a question.
Yes.
Wouldn't it be nice?
Wouldn't it be nice?
To have this spell.
Go on your side.
You gotta go out. You have to say it right. You gotta say at your side.
At your side.
Take two. Wouldn't it be nice?
Wouldn't it be nice to have the spell at your side?
now it's time to
I'm
be
gonna be so
copyright.
mad if I We're good.
Anyway,
You and up to 3 other living creature choices within range form an arcane bond. Wouldn't it be nice? Which magically pulls you forward, moving towards each other. For the duration, each target's speed increases by 5 feet, and whenever an affected creature ends its turn, other targets of the spell can use the reaction to move up to half their speed in the direction of another affected creature.
ooh,
That is convoluted, but basically,
ooh. This is partially the Bard's feature, except
what
you
is
don't get
the
temporary points.
30 feet? 30 feet! 30 feet's alright.
That's not bad.
Alright, this is approved.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's actually, is it concentration? I forgot to ask if it's concentration.
It is not.
Honestly, that's a pretty decent buff. Always having a reaction to be able to move closer to allies is not
But
bad.
you know what is concentration? Beast transmutation.
Alright, what do we got?
And ain't that quite? And it's quite a formation. I think the best in the whole nation.
Yeah,
But-
that's right. I don't even know you're doing Team Rocket. Anyway.
I was just doing a rhyming bit.
Oh,
Oh my
I
god.
thought you were doing
it's
the Team Rocket thing.
No,
It's a
that's
big
not
Team
even
Rocket
close to
vibe.
Team Rocket. To
Anyway.
protect the world from devastation, to unite all people within our nation,
within our nation.
to denounce the to denounce the evils of truth and love. Send our peace to our reach, to extend our reach to the stars above.
As above.
Jesse,
Jesse.
James.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
Team Rocket, blast off at the speed of light. There, that's it.
Anyway.
You can never forget Wobba Fett.
Wow, Wobbuffet is sorry. Wobbuffet's a weird. Wobbuffet isn't in all of them.
Wobba Fett.
Anyway,
Uh,
let's see.
spell
second
transference
level
is
action
easy to read.
concentration.
Wait, what? The spell transforms a beast that you can see within range into a new humanoid form.
What? I'm sorry. What?
What?
An unwilling creature must succeed on a wisdom save to avoid the effect. The spell's no effect on beasts with 0 votes. The new form has the appearance of a humanoid of any race you choose. The target's game statistics, including mental ability scores, are replaced by the statistics of a commoner. It retains its alignment and personality. The target assumes the hit points of its commoner form. When it reverts to its normal form, the beast returns to a number of hit points it had before it transformed. If it reverts as a result of dropping to 0 points, any excess damage is carried over as long as the excess damage doesn't reach the blah blah blah. The creature is limited in the actions it can perform by the nature of its new form. I'm trying to see what really the use cases of this
Okay.
are.
Okay. One scenario, which is more of a role play thing.
Oh no, there
Okay,
are tons
okay,
of roleplay things.
Play scenario time.
Okay, what do you got?
You are a level 5 beast beast master ranger, and you have a pet. What's your pet in this scenario? What do you make?
Bear.
Bear. Okay. The party is going to this prestigious party, but they don't allow outside animals.
Critical Role did do that with a 9th level spell once.
Oh, did they? Did they?
Yes. They have in their first campaign. They had a Beastmaster Ranger, and they tried to sneak their bear into a pie eating contest
That's
by true polymorphing it into polymorphing it into a human. I don't remember exactly what it
I
is.
should watch Critical Role, man. That sounds like funny as shit.
It's great. It's great. Anyways, but that's not besides the point. Let's not talk about Critical Role.
But
the issue with this spell is, well, the honest truth is, I feel like the monsters that you would be, first off, turning it into a commoner is fine, except it's a commoner. If it's something that you just want to run away from, this spell's fine. Right?
yeah,
But
the fact that it's
if
only
it's
restricted to beasts, and you don't fight that many beasts later on, unless it depends on the campaign. But
that's not the point. That's
Right.
not the point. The second issue I have, and this is really real cincher, kicker even. If it is something you have to fight, turning it into a commoner just gives it 5 extra hit points.
ooh, okay. Do you know what argument for using the spell.
Mhm.
Do you know what a beast for most items can't do? Use magic
them?
items or abilities. You would be able to allow
Right.
your bear to potentially do it. Like a
Depends on-
wand of magic missiles or stuff like that. Not I did not mean to say scrolls.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but
I mean, it's not a great use, but it's an option.
Ross, question. First turn of combat. This is a fight. First turn of combat, okay?
Okay.
You turn your bear into a human, and then use your object reaction to give him a wand of magic missiles.
Yeah, let's say wand of magic. Ooh, actually, you know what this would be great for? If
Before we add another use to this, let me
Okay.
finish what I was saying.
okay, sorry.
I was making a point.
Oh yeah, so I give him wand of magic missiles. So
The-
you press this button.
The dragon breathes. The first level bandit does a single attack. If it wasn't a commoner stat block, Ross, I'd agree with you.
That's fair.
But a commoner means you're not keeping that form. As soon as your companion even starts doing damage,
I could also see this as like an interesting. You could be like more weird. You could be a weird stealth ranger beastmaster and have it where your bear is sort of like an assassin, and like if let's say they're going after this particular person at a party, the person just transforms back into a bear and just goes ham. You know what I mean?
but that's a commoner stat block. They're not going to be doing much assassinating.
No, they're transforming from the commoner back into a bear.
But at that point, why aren't you just there? I
Eh.
think you have to stretch. You have to stretch to give it a use, and to be honest, Ross, that's just adding way too many extra steps. Also, there are other options for transforming a bear. There really are.
But not this low of cost. Because
Anyway,
this is second level. As soon the earliest proper transformation spell you can get, like early game, quote unquote, would be polymorph. But that wouldn't be from beast to human. That would be.
yeah, I get it. I get it.
I'm assuming
I
you approve of that
maintain.
thought.
Approve of that thought. Yeah.
I'm sure there's
Hey, you said it
something.
right that time.
I'm sure there's some creative use someone has with that.
Well, here's the question: if I sent your bear in disguise, you know what? If you did that, you know what I would send? My counter spy.
Anyway.
Nope.
What?
You create an arcane.
Anyway, so
I'm not letting
second
TFT get in this video.
hey!
Cancel.
A second level casting time is
If-
10 minutes, so this is not a combat spell.
At any point before the ends, creature outside the target can see or hear you. The amount things will change color. If a spell or magical effect was used, you are aware of it and understand the extent of its effects.
Wait, what?
Okay,
You create a
so
circle.
what this spell is meant to do is pretty simple. It's meant to be an indicator of whether you're private or not.
Okay. What level do you get that one spell where you cannot be spied on?
If a spell. Wait. That doesn't matter. Hey, Ross.
Yes.
There is bad wording in this spell. Really, really bad wording. Find it.
Okay, let me properly read it. You create a
Intricate.
intricate arcane circle made of candles and sand centered on a point on the ground within reach, which is 5
Range.
feet. Reach, range, same thing.
It's not. Actually, in this case, it actually is, but usually it isn't.
The circle can have a radius of 10 feet or less. If at any point before the spell ends, a creature outside the circle can see or hear you through magical or non-magical means, the candles flames will change a different color. If the spell or magical effect was used, you are aware of it and understand the extent of the effects. So there's a bad wording here.
There is. Something so broken, but this spell, if you ran it raw, would be banned in any game, and I wouldn't even allow it as a 9th level spell.
Really? Wait, really?
Yes.
Oh.
I know that's not intentional, because there's no way someone designed a 2nd level spell with that overpowered of effect. So obviously I'm not even thinking about it that way. But yes, there is something that broken in there, if read raw.
So if at any point the spell ends, a creature outside the circle can see or hear you through magical or non-magical. Wait. Okay, that's definitely not the right ability thing I'm looking at. So,
Eve, can you find it?
Let me see if I can find it.
Don't say it out loud if you can. Just text it to me, because I think Ross is gonna be here a while. This one is devious.
If the spell or effect is used, you are aware of it and understand the extent of the effect. I actually don't know what it is.
Eve, can you spot it?
I think I do.
Text me.
I gotta see if I can. I'm gonna try and screenshot it to make it easier and like circle.
That is fair. That's fair.
If at any point the spell or wait. Oh, if at any point the spell ends. Okay,
yeah.
so I was reading that wrong.
If at any point before the spell ends.
A creature outside the circle can see or hear you through magical or non-magical. I mean, this is basically just you just can't be surprised as long as you get seen at all, practically.
Yes. Again. I will. I will wait for
wording.
Eve's text, and then I will give you a clue.
I think this is what I'm looking for, but I'm not 100% certain. It is.
Well, that's why you're sending it to me. Which account should I look at, by the way, for the message?
Main account.
Okay. All right, Sundadeef.
I'm working on it.
10
Gotta
feet
get back
or
to
rest.
Discord.
If any point
You won't get a clue, Rox, on posting Eve, but once I see Eve's message, then I'll potentially give a clue.
if any point does
The blue is the part that is like the part I'm looking at that could be wrong or worded weirdly. I mean,
If as long you're you're correct, Eve.
thought
Eve got
so.
it.
That-
Eve figured it out,
Well,
Ross.
that's what, now. Here's the thing. I'm looking at this, but I'm trying to think. Why would this be bannable? Even if it was at 9th level, that you saying that actually confuses me because I'm not seeing anything awfully wrong with the spell.
Yeah, Eve. Now that you know, Eve, right? Right?
Eve, how
Right?
stupid am I?
So broken, right, Eve? If you read that
So
wrong.
very, yeah.
Wait, so specifically,
Like-
we're looking at
like-
raw here.
Yeah, we're looking raw.
Can't
No
see
shots.
raw.
They meant this.
Candles change color if the spell effect used and you're.
Oh, I will tell you you're in the wrong part.
I'm assuming I'm on the wrong part. Arcane circle.
Let's not. Ross, here's my clue.
Okay.
The thing that makes this broken is less about what's there and what's not there.
Huh?
Yeah. There is something missing from one of these sentences that, without the thing that's missing, completely breaks the sentence.
Well, okay. First off, first sentence. On the ground within range. That doesn't seem to be missing anything. The circle can have a radius of 10 feet or less. Is the fact that the radius technically doesn't say must? It says can.
No.
Nope.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say that would be very stupid if that's what you're trying to call out.
Not even close.
If at any point before the spell ends, a creature outside of the circle can see or hear you through magical or non-magical effects, the candle's flame will change color.
This is really funny.
If at any
Right,
point before-
Eve? Right?
I straight up don't say it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't
you're
want to
sounding
completely.
really dumb right now.
It's fine. I
I
get
will-
it. I get it.
I get why
I
you
get
don't
it.
see it because it took me a second.
Okay,
But once you realize it,
Ross, I want you to read. I'm just gonna give it to you this time. The last spell, the last sentence, carefully.
Okay, if a spell or magical effect was used, you're aware of it and understand the extent of its effects. So, wouldn't that just mean if someone casts scrying, I would know how scrying works?
You'd think so, but no.
No?
I told you something is missing in that sentence that should be there. You're right, Ross.
If you're aware
Almost
of
certainly the way you're calling it is what they meant to have happen.
if a spell or magical effect was used, you're aware of it and understand the extent of its effects.
What's missing in that sentence, Ross? Keeping in mind that it's a new sentence, meaning it's completely disconnected from anything previous.
I don't know.
What's missing?
I don't know,
Okay.
man.
Okay, Ross. Here, I'm
you
going to
are
make this easier, Ross.
so,
Ross,
you are so close.
pretend
You are
the
absolutely
rest-
cooking.
Ross, pretend the rest of the spell didn't exist. Read me that sentence and act as if it's the only information you get, and tell me what the spell does.
If a spell or magical effect was used, you are aware of it and understand the extent of its effects.
That's it. So that's what does that spell do?
It will tell you how magical stuff works, like spells or stuff.
How many magical things?
It would be any.
Any, and keeping in mind that it doesn't mention anything, what's the radius on this?
It would be a radius of whatever can. Well, of this particular effect, it doesn't say a radius on there. But I would.
So what would the radius?
I would assume it would be whatever the
Yeah,
technical
yeah,
radius would be of
Yes.
seeing you.
Well, that's true, Ross. When you say I would assume, we're already leaving raw. So, What does that sentence say you do?
Just understand all magic.
If a spell or magical effect is used, was used, past tense. Oh no, that's even worse.
Yeah,
That is
I
so
noticed
much
that.
worse. Oh my god, it's
I
even worse
assume
than I
the
thought.
spell. I assume the spell is like this sentence is attached to the spell. Like any effect that would trigger on any of those points that said non-magical or magical when seeing you.
And you know what? If there wasn't a period and instead a colon, Ross, that is a semicolon or whatever it's called. A comma. I'm looking for commas. What I'm looking for. If there was a comma,
Probably.
Ross, you'd be right. But there isn't. There's a period. That means that this sentence is supposed to stand on its own.
I'll be straight up with you. I don't think anyone.
No,
would.
obviously, again, yes, Ross. Obviously, no one's interpreting it this way. That's why. That's why it's so funny.
Yeah.
God, you're asking me to look for a comma instead of a period. God damn it.
No. Again, I'm asking because it's so hard to notice. But do you see how broken this would be run raw now?
God, I need every time you've done this, it's always been a fucking comma or a period. I need to keep on I need to start looking at every dot in the screen.
Sometimes, yeah. No, but yeah.
God damn it.
But Ross, do you see now that we're reading it properly, do you see how utterly broken that would be as a second level spell or even a ninth level spell? Any magical effect that was ever used, period. As soon as you cast it, you know it.
Your mind just explodes from all the knowledge that just beamed into your head. Like,
I mean, it would basically... the DM would just spoil the entire plot of most campaigns.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm saying I wouldn't even allow that effect. Now, obviously, just like last time we did this, obviously, that's not what they meant. And they meant what you said, Ross.
right.
Which is, yeah, if a magical means is used to spy on you, you'll know it. Which, you know what?
With that in mind, let's take the spell actually for what it is.
It's fine. You
It's
mean
fine.
for what it's intended.
Right, for what it's intended.
Yes.
It's intended.
I mean,
yeah.
I'm trying to think. It's hard to think of a scenario because a lot of times it's hard to. You don't know when you're being spied on.
That I think the point is if it's an absolutely must be private conversation.
Right.
Especially if here's what I'll say. If the people you're currently working against are magical people of any means, or even like a thieves guild.
Right.
If you're working against those people, or even working with those people, but like going into a back room to stand away from them, you absolutely want this spell. This is a good spell. It's absolutely approved.
Here's what I'm questioning, though.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this does alert you of anyone that's like trying to spy on your conversation and whatnot.
Yeah.
What would be different from using the spell message?
That is a good question, and I have an answer for it.
Right. Like, I'm trying to think. So I know message. It's clear that because you have to point for that spell, right? Is that the whole point? Like you have to point.
I
at
mean,
someone
I will tell
and
you
then
right now, Ross.
whisper.
I'm gonna just double check message for my own sanity, but I believe I will tell you. By I believe, I mean I will tell you. The big difference between dispel and message. Yeah, that's it.
Did
Ross,
your screen change or?
No. I'm just gonna say the word.
Okay.
Scenario time.
Okay.
This time we are ourselves, but we have D&D spells. All right, Ross. We are currently at an awkward dinner and we want to make fun of it. Me, you, and Eve. We're going to use message to do so.
Okay.
We're go through the process, Ross. As it is in universe.
Question: does the table have a tablecloth on it?
We're in the bathroom to talk.
Oh.
Okay.
It's a unisex bathroom.
I point at you and start whispering. This is
Okay.
very awkward.
And
I'm passing the message.
Yep. All right. And then what happens next? Remember, there's a conversation with 3 people.
Oh, we're all oh, well, I can just point over to Eve.
But then you would have to say, Ross, I think you're missing what I'm getting at here.
Message.
So you say the message to me, and then you say the message to Eve.
Yeah.
And then Eve replies, And then you have to reply the same to me if I want to hear the same message.
I get it.
The answer is,
It's more freeing, I guess.
yeah, the answer is this will just tell you. And yes. Also, thought reading is a type of thing that this spell detects.
That's true. That's a fair point. That's a fair argument.
But yeah, no. Obviously, it's not like it is a useful spell. It's a useful spell. I like it. But again, please make the note in the approved Ross. Run it rye, not raw. Because raw, it so totally breaks the game.
Is Rye just R-I?
RAI.
R-A-I, got it.
It's rules as intended.
And then Raw is R-A-W.
Yeah, rules as written.
Yeah.
All right, so that was a fun one.
Yeah, that was a...
We spent a lot of time on it
That
because it
was
took you
so
forever to
funny.
spot it.
Well, yeah, I
That
feel like
was
if it's a
so
dot or
funny.
period, I feel like you don't have to be an asshole about it. Anyway, we got Ember
No,
Belly.
Ross, I want to be clear, Ross. It's funny when you're
It
looking
is
for
Ember-
something.
Ember Belly we already covered.
We have? Oh, we
Yeah,
have.
that was
okay.
the eating a pepper, I believe.
Obscure
Obscure.
object we've covered as well.
Yes. Did I mark it on here? I had not. What was it again?
It was approved. It's fine.
Cool. If you want to check out any of these spells you've already talked about before, check out the other videos in this series.
Rageful Nimbus. I don't know if we've covered it, but it
Ooh.
sounds like such a cool spell.
I don't believe we have covered that one. That sounds cool though, as a wizard. Anyway, what do we got?
Choose a creature within range, which can be yourself. A pristine fluffy white cloud appears above the target and follows them for the duration. If the target takes damage from also creature you see, make a ranged spell attack from the cloud creature that the creature within creature takes 2d8 line. Oh, that's actually when you guys what?
So this basically gives you a reaction. This gives you a
Oh, it does that. Oh.
It's reactionary. Whatchamacallit? It's reactionary spiritual weapon, basically.
Ugh.
Maddie.
I hate that. I already don't like that spiritual weapon does. I think that's stupid.
I see. I see what you're looking
Approved,
at.
by the way. This spell's fine, but seriously?
I know each of us have our own D&D pet peeves. Is that just yours? Is the 2-level upcasting your pet peeve?
It bothers me so much. I will argue every day. If you feel like the spell needs 2 levels to be balanced, to be upcast, then clearly it's doing more damage than it should do already.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, okay, but what if the spell doesn't do damage but has a very powerful effect? I'm like, I don't think there's one exists that is 2-level upcast in order to upcast
What?
it.
Yes.
I
And
don't
here's the
think.
thing, Ross. I will answer your hypothetical anyways. If that case, the same applies. If you genuinely think, in order for it to do any more better than it does, and it can do better, it needs 2 levels. That means it's already overpowered in your book. But yes, the spell is approved. Fine.
What do we
You
got
know my
next?
issues. Spell
Spell?
signature.
Okay, I don't believe
Then
we've not covered this.
all magic. Choose a magic what you are aware of
I
that's
think-
within.
I think bards get that too, don't they?
They do.
I
Let's
was
see.
looking at possibly taking that for my bard.
Let me see what it does.
Yeah, let's see what it
If
does.
Especially
it's approved, of course.
releases a sense of the creature. If you are familiar with the creature, you're automatically magical. Oh!
Wait,
Casting
so
ability modifier. Add your
what?
proficiency. Okay, this is fun.
What does this do?
I'm about to tell you.
Okay. In the form of a question to where I'm gonna be stupid.
Probably.
How did you know?
God damn it! Alright.
Okay, so what this does. Okay, Ross.
Okay.
It's not hard for me to be stupid about it, though, Ross.
If you are familiar with it, sure
Let me
not.
remind myself what it does again.
Yes, okay, yeah. Double check to make sure I'm right. I think I'm right. Yes. So, Ross,
Okay.
you are fighting a group of people.
Okay. Fight,
Before
fight
you
noise. Fight
got-
noise.
Before you got there, one of them cast haste on the other.
You.
Okay.
but you don't know which one cast it.
Oh, and me casting. Well,
You cast. I know. Oh wait, casting time 10 minutes. Oh,
yeah,
that changes everything.
I was gonna say like,
Yeah,
wait a
this
minute,
wouldn't be good for a fight.
you can't do it for a fight.
That that gives it so much less use cases. Not 0, mind you, not
So
0.
So
But not
basically,
as
what
much.
it is I'm trying. I know of this magical effect
Yeah,
that's within range. What's the range of this? 30 feet.
you basically you learn what made the magical effect. It's
So I could use this for, I guess, glyph of warding.
well, magical effect doesn't mean spell necessarily.
Well, that's true.
But I
That's
am
true.
changing this to approve without thought, even though it's not completely useless.
It's just the casting time.
It means that you're not using it very often,
Right.
and there are some but it's fine. But I'm gonna say approve without thought.
When I glanced at it, I completely missed the casting time. I might not
I
take
That's
it
did
why.
on my
too.
note
That's why I
anymore.
always. That's why whenever I'm looking at a spell, I always look at what the top part is before even looking at the things at the
It's
bottom.
good, and sometimes I miss it. Sometimes I miss it.
What?
But yes, no, yeah. Unfortunately, like I said, if this spell were
It would
useful
be
in combat,
it would be handy if it was like in action or something, or like 2 turns. But
ooh, 2 turns would be
10
cool.
minutes.
Shared vision.
Why do I have a feeling this is gonna be just like allowing someone else to basically use you as like familiar vision, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
You just
Yeah.
said it
Did
verbatim.
I? Did I? Oh,
yeah,
wow.
yeah.
And I mean, that's
Verbatim.
handy. That's handy to have. I feel like it's handy for the specific purpose of, okay, the big bad evil person. Oh, yeah, he's basically asking for a meeting for each one of you. Please, let's say I'm the first one asked. Before we go, I end up casting the spell on you just so you could, if I need you, you can like see and be able to, you know what I mean?
So, Ross, this spell is actually pretty good, but
It's handy.
for who? For who? Like, ignoring the scenario you put in, which is a decent scenario.
Right.
In a fight, who's this fight good for? Who do you give the spell to for in a fight?
Specifically, people that don't have dark vision, because then they'll get a benefit of your
If you're
dark
in a
vision.
dark place, if you're in
No.
a dark place.
No?
No. You're right. I see why you're saying that, and that is something useful, but no.
Fun
Okay.
fact: my character for once has dark vision for Out of the Abyss.
Thank God.
I'm going to be honest. Not bringing dark vision Out of the Abyss
Would be problematic.
Well,
That's part of why I went
that's
with
one of the
Tiefling. That
that's
combined
one
with
of the
whole story I gave her.
That's one of the
Hey.
reasons why I was tempted to grab light as a cantrip because I was scared of Yui. Anyway.
anyways, carrying on.
I grabbed light just in case anyone else didn't.
I mean,
take
for the
dark
record,
vision.
even if you have dark vision, lighting things up is good.
Ooh. Okay,
Yeah.
dumb question mechanically.
Yeah.
If let's say we're in a scenario where a fight's like in the middle of the city and an enemy goes around a corner. Let's say I'm a
Yes.
let's say I'm a wizard.
Yes.
I'm casting this, or I'm a wizard. I have this already established on our barbarian where he's standing at can currently see him. Would I be able to, technically, since I can see him, would I be able to shoot a firebolt and hit him?
You're so
Ooh.
close, Ross, but you misunderstand how the spell works.
Damn it.
It is only the target can see through your eyes, not you can see through the target. But you are getting
Yeah.
at what I'm talking about.
You said during the time, it says during the time the target can swap between their
Between
own
your
vision and your
their
vision as a bonus
That's
action.
that's not trading.
Wait, I see.
They can choose which one they want to see through.
Okay, so
Yeah.
in that case, I would
Like if
cast this more as a cleric because more than likely a cleric is going to be more on the front line for the most part. Not all clerics.
Yes, you would cast it on a cleric, but you would cast it specifically on like someone like a wizard or something, someone that you know
Right.
requires sight to do their thing.
Right.
yeah.
Which I will point out is most cleric spells, honestly.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. You could also do it as a bard because technically you have to see. Don't you have to see your ally to do bardic inspiration?
No, you don't. You just need to know they're there. And they need to be able to hear you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, this spell is approved. By the way, I like it, but
It's
I
neat.
thought that was just fun. It's fun.
neat.
Switched form. I don't know. There's a lot of spells that switch forms, but this is illusion.
This
I
was
could,
another one I glanced
switched
at.
switched form?
Including its armor. The spell allows you to change the appearance of two humanoids that you can see within range. Each target takes on the illusory disguise, making it look like the other target. Including armor clip and the blog. Each creature can see one. Blah blah. The spell lasts for the duration. The change swap spell failed to hold up the specific spell. I mean, this is a basic illusion spell.
This is basically just it's disguise self, but with
But
you.
also disguise other.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see this as a okay scenario time. Please.
And you get the
You-
armor, weapons, clothing, etc.
You are
too.
you are a bard with the actor feat, okay?
Mhm.
And you know that this city is corrupt to all hell, and you need to gain access to a locked down town hall. There are guards patrolling the building. Sometimes there are some by themselves, some are with others. How do you get in?
Are you saying using the spell?
Yeah, you as a bard,
The
you
answer is I don't.
oh
This spell has a problem.
what's the problem?
That's not how this works, Ross.
Okay.
It's an interesting problem, and it's one that you're not gonna think of right away.
Well, okay. I feel like if it's not one I'm gonna think of.
That's why we're doing this, Ross, because you're not gonna think of it. That's what makes it fun.
Nah. Anyway, so okay, my scenario is basically you as a bard end up swapping to look like another person,
Mm-hmm.
like this other guard,
Yeah, okay.
which either
Mhm.
you would end up knocking out eventually, or
Okay.
another guard shows up, sees that that person does not belong there as quote unquote you,
Mm-hmm.
and then hauls them away to jail or something.
Uh-huh. Yeah, there's a problem. There's an inherent problem.
Failed to uphold the physical inspection.
It's not that sentence.
Oh.
And once again, it's a sentence that isn't there. Something that doesn't happen when the spell's cast. Here,
Oh, god
Ross,
damn it. Am I looking for a dot instead of a dash?
not this time.
Ah,
Ross, let me ask you a question, Ross. If
okay.
you were a guard to a city, let's say Wednesday Crewtopia, the city that we are building in the void as we speak.
Who's funding this plan, by the way?
What do you mean? It's Eve's secret wealthy bank account that we keep taking money out of.
I
Anyway.
would love to know where this bank account is. I'm gonna be honest.
That's why it's a secret, Eve. Anyways, right. So you're the guard for that town, right?
Yep, a guard.
And I walk up to you. I point at you. There are two scenarios here. I point at you and suddenly I look at you. Or that doesn't happen. And you look at your own reflection and it's different. Or someone says, "You're not supposed to be." And you're like, "What do you mean? Of course I am." Actually, I messed that one. What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
It's me, guys. It's me.
You're going to say that. And
Jared. I don't know.
so that's what you're going to do if you're the guard and you get hit by the spell. And you know what's you're going to sound like when you say that?
Oh, it sound like myself.
Do you see the problem here?
God. Oh.
Now, you could argue that maybe the town is so large that the guards don't know each other.
Which
But we
could
then
be a
run into the
possibility.
same problem, but for a different reason. If the town is so large that the guards don't know each other, they're going to have protocols in place if someone claims that they were stripped of their clothing or gear. They're not going to dismiss that out of hand because it can genuinely happen. Either way, very suddenly they're on the lookout for the caster of the spell. Unfortunately, the only use this spell has is as a novelty trick. But yes, approve without thought. It is sad because it sounds like a cool idea.
It sounds cool, and maybe
I
with a
will
little bit
say,
better
I will say,
wording, it could be better. But
I will say, knocking a guard out would absolutely get around this for some small period of time. But if you're in a position where you're able to knock out guards from this town very easily, I don't think you need help sneaking into the town.
right.
Dumb question I just thought about. Cantrip was approved, right? Like the cantrip.
I believe so, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
But that's a different book.
Yeah, that's a different
I
book.
know.
We're talking
I
about.
just
Alright.
needed-
We're talking
I just
about
need to make sure.
transparency. We're having transparency, Eve.
Alright, let's see.
Anyway,
The duration is 1 round. Oh, wow.
it's a reaction.
Would you take when your location would be revealed to a creature while you're hidden or unseen? Okay. And rangers don't get it?
Wait. You temporarily become invisible to stop.
Yourself
Yourself.
meaning until the end of your next turn. You remain invisible and anything you're wearing increases.
Okay, can I just say this?
Okay. Yeah.
This is just a reaction version of the trickery cleric domains thing, and it still sucks. For a second level spell.
No, this is actually super useful. But I want to point out the people who could benefit from this most don't get this spell.
Mm-hmm.
It's super useful, but not to a bard, sorcerer, warlock, wizard. Why isn't this on the ranger list?
Yeah, I'll be honest. Even then, one, I'm never, ever going to cast as a warlock. Second level, pack slots are way too valuable. This has no upcast.
Again,
But-
I said, why isn't this on the ranger list?
Right. But also, yeah, bard, sorcerers, and wizards have already good reaction spells that are cheaper than this. I know those are different scenarios, but
I
still.
I don't think bard, sorcerers, or wizards or warlocks are going to want to be hidden, but rangers want to be hidden. Which is why I am making a very rare accommodation. Approved. Add it to the ranger list.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, I think it is so stupid that this spell is not on the ranger list.
That would make absolute sense for a ranger.
That's
Yeah,
why
I-
I think.
Even then, it's still a high price.
It might be that they're just this book does treat the Rangers as having its own list. Stupid you then. I'm gonna say.
Let's see.
Well, it's a high price for us. I think if you are a ranger who's only using spells to support your stealth build, maybe a ranger rogue multi-class, this spell is super good.
Here's the thing. If I'm doing a stealth build for a ranger, do you want second level spell I would rather have than that?
What?
Pass without trace, probably.
Bingo.
But pass without trace does not do what transparency does.
It doesn't do
True.
the exact same, but also it provides so much. So
You're right.
much.
No, I'm definitely gonna have pass without trace as well. But again, transparency does something very specific that pass without trace could never do.
Right.
And it actively stops you from being discovered, unless the person is literally walking through your area, and if you're well hidden, they shouldn't.
Right.
So,
let's see, now we
it's a
have
good spell.
Wind Sprint. I
Well, I
swear,
can't believe I already clicked on it.
I swear if this is just running over water. No.
The next time you hit a creature with a melee weapon attack, the attack deals an extra 2d6. Lame! That is so lame!
This
I keep
is-
reading this one as a wind spirit every time I see it.
That is so lame!
This is just a bad smite.
So, for
Why is it
second
different
level
from the
smite,
Victorian
Ross, how many
Blade
dice
Singer?
am I rolling into it?
Are we talking divine?
We'll start with divine, but there are others.
That is 3d8.
3d8, and what type of damage is that radiant, you said?
Yeah, radiant.
Radiant.
This is just slashing. It'd be magical slashing, but slashing nonetheless.
What?
There goes my second account. Oh well.
And
What?
I
the
think
issue,
they're on
here's the thing. My biggest issue with this is the fact that it cannot be upcasted annoys me. Because that's something that 2024 does different for paladins. You can actually upcast the smite spells, like Thunderous Smite, Wrathful Smite. You can upcast those.
You're
Let
right.
them do
Yeah,
extra
no,
damage.
this spell is so lame. Also, let's see. Paladins get it. They don't want to use this because
No.
they have smites.
Might.
Rangers get this, but unless you're playing a melee ranger, you don't want to use this.
No.
Wizards don't want to use this either.
Unless they're a blade singer.
But
Blade
issue is
Singer might
you
have the best
better
argument. But even then,
even if you're a blade singer, you have better options.
I also actually,
Yeah.
you know what? There is one thing I do want to give it a couple points for.
Mhm.
This is not concentration.
You're right. It's not
Ooh.
concentration. Are the smites concentration? The ones that are cast the same way?
2014 are, but I don't believe 2024 for all of them.
All right. Well, I'll give it points for that, but the spell is still lame, and you know what that means. The
Also, I just realized we
Mhm.
read the spell wrong a little bit because you only have to take this bonus action when you have the attack. You don't have to cast this then make an attack.
True.
What the next time you? What do
Because
you mean?
it's oh wait, that doesn't make any sense. Wait, why is the casting time a bonus action, but then the duration's instantaneous? Wait, this spell's just wrong.
Yeah, I think that this is a.
Also, why is the range / area 60
I'm gonna let me take a look at something.
I think it's
So it would be, what is it? Wind sprint?
yeah, wind sprint.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, do you think it's like a translation error?
No, it isn't.
What?
Well, I'm going to assume that's an error.
I think this whole
That has to be.
But let's get back to what I was doing. Spell lists. Approve without thought if you haven't noticed.
yeah,
Oh,
wow.
100%.
We get 1/3 level.
1/3 level.
Mhm.
Butterfly Storm. I mean,
Concentration, 3rd level, 1 minute.
yep, that's
Okay, chaotic
standard.
cloud of heavily obscured. Scenario you cast multiple effects for duration. The affected when you failed save was.
So this is literally just a spell that makes creatures stay in an area.
Can I ask a question?
What?
What level is a Hunger of Hadar?
3rd level. We've had
Mhm.
this conversation a good number of times. I remember that spell.
3rd level.
Yeah.
And what does this do that it doesn't?
Hunger
well,
of
this
Hadar
does- this
does
doesn't
damage,
damage.
doesn't it?
I didn't ask what does it do that this doesn't.
Oh, what does this do that doesn't? There's a lot.
Yes.
This makes it to where enemies are stayed in the radius. This has a mechanic to where they, for the most part,
Unless they make a strength saving throw, they're pulled back
So-
to an unoccupied space
Right.
close.
So does Hunger of Hadar, though. Hunger of Hadar has a similar mechanic.
no, it doesn't.
I guess no, you're right. No,
Yeah,
yeah, no.
you're thinking of I know what you're
Yeah.
thinking of. You're thinking of the tentacle one. Avar's Black Tentacles, I
Tentacles.
think.
What level is that?
4th level.
Okay, and this is more reasonable now.
Because that's like the going up like thing for Warlock is like those spells.
Yeah. But no, in that case, this is approved.
I'd rather cast Hunger of Hadar though, just because of the damage.
No, you're absolutely 100%
Yeah.
agree.
Is this for Warlock or who gets us?
Basically everybody, unless you're a
Everyone
paladin
to Bard,
cleric.
everyone to Bard and Paladin
and cleric.
and Bard.
This would if your table doesn't want to do a bunch of conjure
I mean,
animal
I was
spamming,
reminded,
druids could
Eve,
be
There is no such thing as everyone but bard.
right.
True.
All right,
It says good old
so
magical
Purify
secret.
pacify monster.
pacify monster. I'm just gonna open this up for ritual sake. Approved.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's the exact same as person but monster.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. What's next?
Create spirit train stop. We've looked at. We've approved.
Yep, I marked that one.
We've approved with very special.
Settings gotta have trains.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Festival King.
Festival King.
Choose a gaudy crown appears by range of brass instruments. For the duration, the target becomes the Festival King and has an arm. Any that moves is basically that can't be trumped as symbol. On a failed save, the creature becomes unarmed with a. So it's just a spell that makes everyone charm someone else, or be charmed by
It's
someone
just a-
else.
It's just a fancy charm spell, yeah.
I don't it's... but it's like a mass charm. What's the duration? A minute?
It's a minute
Mhm.
for a 5th level spell. That's pretty high.
Yeah, but also I'm like...
Anything within 20... Any creature in
But
general, not just... Okay.
Yeah. I
This
think,
is
honestly...
weird.
Yeah, this spell is not bad. I'm not going to put this as a proof without thought. This spell, it does have merit. But you need to have very specific builds around your party. Specifically, you need to be able to force the enemy towards who you want to be the Festival King.
Right. I would put this on a barbarian, which I feel like it's sort of fitting a barbarian be like the
I mean,
festival king.
no, I wouldn't put it on a barbarian necessarily, because how do I make sure that it gets to a barbarian? It doesn't matter who I put it on. It matters, do I have a means to make them go? Do I have that one spell, Dissonant Whispers?
Or start to okay, you know what? Actually, I would consider this for a barbarian or monk specifically for the wording of if they start their turn in the radius, they also have to make the save. So I would put it on a monk or barbarian because they have really solid
honestly,
movement speed to get to the spots.
That is fair. In that case, I'll probably pick a monk over a barbarian then.
Well, yeah,
All right,
no, I would
this
pick monk
spell
over
is fine.
barbarian. Yeah.
This spell is fine. Approved.
What do we got next? We got
that's levitate.
Mass
mass.
levitate.
I have a feeling with this. Is this just levitate but mass?
Let me see. Yeah, it is. It is. What level is levitate?
2nd level.
Yes, I'm gonna say this is fine.
I mean, yeah, it's just cool.
Andy, for if you want to be funny.
Origami.
Oh, I really hope
bird
it's a because I really want this for my bard.
So let's see, what do we got? So it's
It's one of 8 origami birds from Sack Paper.
300 feet.
Is it fine paper's worth 10 GP, which the spell consumes?
This is level 5. This is level.
Yeah, I know. You can absolutely afford it unless I decide as the GM that the store don't sell it.
Let's see. Swarm of origami birds.
Flies
towards. If it targets in 30 feet of you and you cast the spell, swarms collide to the target, dealing 8d6 slashing damage, and the bird disappears. So the target's 30 feet away from you when you cast the spell. The swarm travels up to 30 feet for.
Ross, the way you read that has like completely made me lost. So give me a second, Ross. Okay, I see how this works now. Okay. If the bird disappears, if the target is farther than 30 feet away from you when you cast the spell, swarm travels. Shouldn't start raining, moving. It tracks swarm is traveling. At the start of the round, the swarm reaches target takes 26. Each bird bringing the swarm. The bird then disappears. This spell sucks.
Yeah, I'm trying
Other
to
than
properly.
it does
I'm trying to
damage.
I'm trying to properly understand how it functions.
Ross, 5th level fireball.
5th level fireball. That would be 96. No. Wait, fireball is 86. 4th level would be 96. 5th level would be 10d6.
10d6.
So wait, Ross. Let's just stop right there for a second. So we're paying 10 gold and having to spend a 5th level spell slot to do the same amount of damage as fireball.
Mm-hmm. But slashing.
Oh, it destroys all the birds. Okay. Yeah, I just see birds. Or I thought it said bird, not birds. When I saw the 86, I was like,
yeah.
Okay. This does have a weird. I don't understand why it's 300 feet, but it is bigger than fireball.
Yes. The reason its range is actually, Ross. Good question. Do you want to know why? Because of a very sucky thing. If the target is within 30 feet, which is, by the way, a shorter range than fireball. If it's within 30 feet, it just does the 8 fireball damage. Great. Lovely. If it's not, if it's 300 feet away, it'll move 30 feet per round toward the target.
Okay.
And while this one was traveling, it affects a 5-foot cube as if it were a medium. It's a fireball that has a lower range that if you go on a higher range, someone can destroy it. It's a destroyable fireball.
I
Yeah,
do
I
wish
don't
this
see the
spell
purpose
was
of
better,
this.
don't get me
Yeah,
wrong.
I'll be
but
honest.
like
Here's the thing. Here's on who gets this. Who gets this spell?
pretty much
the
everyone. I know Bard does.
Yeah. Here's my issue with this spell.
I think I made it very clear.
Well, yeah, no. If we want a spell that's very similar to Fireball, but I want it for some reason have it be a higher spell, do you know what spell I would pick instead of this? Snaptic Static.
What is?
You don't remember what Snaptic Static does, do you?
No, I do. Sorry, Ross.
Oh, okay.
Read the upcasting thing. It changes
2d6
everything
extra.
and is so stupid.
When you cast the spell using a 6 level spell or higher, the number of birds in the swarm is increased by 2 for each spell slot above level 5th level. So a 6th level would be 10 birds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
I will once again
If
maintain what I said before, but not as bad. But read the next sentence.
If the target is within 30 feet of you when you cast the spell, it takes an extra 2d6 damage for each spell slot above 5th level.
Mm-hmm.
But that's
Why
just the
doesn't
equivalent.
it just?
That's just the equivalent of how many birds you have.
No, it isn't, Ross. No, it isn't.
Yeah, it is.
Wait. Oh, you're.
Yeah,
Does it mention?
it's exactly.
You're right, Ross.
It's exactly
You're
per
actually
bird.
right. You're actually right. I thought, but it doesn't. You're right. It doesn't mention the birds in the initial damage. That's why they have to say it that way. So
And
yeah,
I like this spell for flavor with my character is why I wanted it.
if
I know
if
it's
you want Fireball to be origamis,
we can
flavor
it.
is free. This spell is worse
Just fancy
than
fireball.
No, it's worse than Fireball.
Fancy meaning that like it's got birds instead of fire.
We're showing this spell to Kiri.
I don't think Kiri will like it.
I don't think it's.
No, he won't. No, he won't.
Flip, seriously, I don't think it's that bad. Okay,
It's not
bad.
horrendous, but it's not good.
For the record, please, it's
Mhm.
bad, but I don't think it's the worst spell we've seen. We've seen that Spire of
mean,
Secret spells.
I get that it's not worst spell we've seen, but what it is, Ross, is it is a literally worse version of a cheaper spell in multiple ways.
Okay, there's one partial argument that I'm willing to give it,
Mm-hmm.
and that is the fact that I see Bard on this list. Bards normally, if they want to get Fireball, they'd have to end up waiting until 10th level to get their magical secrets, unless you're a Lord Bard. And this just gives you basically the equivalent of what a Fireball would be.
I still wouldn't want it at 5th. I still wouldn't want to spend a 5th level spell slot on it.
Right, yeah, no, I'm just saying that is
Anyways,
a valid argument.
Ross, approved without thought.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
I do wish this spell was better because, like, it is a cool concept.
We got Submerge. This one. Oh, you already looked at this one. Approved.
Oh, we did?
Yeah.
We did, right.
What was this
we
one
did.
again?
It's teleport bodies of waters.
Right, yeah.
Summon Jack-o'-lantern. Have we looked at that?
We have not, and
it's really funny. I'm gonna be honest.
fifth level
Giant
action, duration instantaneous.
round up to 4 medium. A giant goes round up to 4 medium or small creatures or 1 large race. Then I'll put these in the range. Okay, an unwilling creature in the area can make a dexterity saving throw. Well, the set up you can only see through its eyes, which are on one side by you, and each creature can make the attack.
So you
can only see a warm. Well, the jack-o'-lantern remains. No creature in or outside can pass through it.
You trap a creature in a jack-o'-lantern? Is that
No.
how we're gonna do this?
No, you don't. Wait.
Because I saw that first
Wait, hell. Wait. Also, Ross, the duration isn't instantaneous. The last sentence gives you the actual duration.
Oh.
Lasts until this jack-o'-lantern's destroyed.
So theoretically, if this jack-o'-lantern would never take damage, it lasts for 5 years.
What?
Yeah, no, Ross is right. When the lantern naturally loses 20 hit points every year.
Oh yeah.
So this spell is fun, Eve. You are totally right.
I told you.
So here is how you use the spell.
Okay.
You do not use it to trap the enemies unless they
No.
are super melee focused enemies. You put your archers in there.
Oh, 100%.
Your blaster casters. Your rangers.
Are you able to see outside of the jack?
Yeah.
I know an actual jack-o'-lantern are. When
Look at the second paragraph,
Can-
Ross.
can only see eyes or mouth, which.
Are on one side of the jack-o'-lantern, selected by you when you cast the spell.
Okay.
But you, of course, you put it in a tactical location.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. This is gonna be.
Say you throw it on your ranger. Put it with the face face
I-
face in front of their face.
This could be
Yes.
interesting.
I will note an issue with using the spell this way. Actually, no, I won't, because Ross, game.
Ah, God damn it.
There's an issue with using the spell this way. Something very important that makes it not always the best idea.
I mean, anyone could just walk out of the line and say whatever direction you choose.
Correct, but why? But what would be the problem if that happened?
The people inside wouldn't be able to do much except try to break out from what they trapped themselves in.
Correct.
But also,
Because this is not a concentration spell, you cannot dismiss it.
right. Also, another issue.
Mhm.
I don't think this says anything about. I know the jack-o'-lantern can't be attacked, but what if someone does something like a breath weapon on it?
You're safe.
Yeah,
The
you're
jack-o'-lantern
safe.
is not.
The jack-o'-lantern is not. So say you throw it on someone and you're fighting a dragon, jack-o'-lantern's immediately destroyed, probably.
Also, I feel like
Not necessarily. 100 damage. That doesn't happen that often.
Also, I want to bring up the
It's
fact
true.
that if I was a dragon and I just see a good number of people in the party, like let's say 2 people of the party get into a jack-o'-lantern, I would be tempted as the dragon to be like, all right, well, dragons are pretty strong, I would say, maybe able to lift up 5,000 pounds. I'm actually not sure.
Doesn't matter, Ross.
Okay.
There are times you use it and times you don't.
Right.
The spell is fine, albeit situational. But anyways, let's carry on. There is.
I do like it.
So
for
I
fun,
believe
though.
we've looked at Fiery Feast.
Fiery Feast sounds familiar.
Yes, correct. This is the one that made us look at Emberbelly.
Fiery Feast.
Tab Gone's
Wait.
Fiery Feast.
Oh,
with
tab.
T.
Oh, god damn it. Oh, yes, we have looked at that one.
So, Rossby boy, do you like money? Because the last spell we're looking at today will give you all the money, I'm sure.
Crustacean form.
Crustacean form.
Crustacean
you
form.
dumbass.
Look, I've told you guys in my audience that I am bad at pronunciations. And I
We know.
apologize.
This is a level 6 spell. The duration is 1 minute. It is concentration. It is a casting time of 1 action. The school is abjuration. You cast it on yourself. It's a... we'll get to that. Material components. A rust crab shell.
Oh my god.
You create a large ethereal crustacean form around your body, which protects and aids you in combat.
AC becomes 20.
Can I give this? I can't give this to a warlock. For
Oh,
the duration, your armor class becomes 20 because of me great shell. R.
oh my
If it
God.
wasn't already higher. You gain a swimming speed of 40 feet and blind sight. Because I like money. Okay, to 30 feet. In addition, you can use your bonus action to make a melee weapon attack using your big, meaty claws.
Oh,
This attack uses your spell attack bonus against 1d10 bludgeoning damage on a hit. Additionally, your ethereal shells damage over 15 hit points. Oh, wow. They're just putting damage thresholds in as a mechanic. Oh, no.
Oh, no. Okay,
Do you remember what this is, Ross? Because it's complicated.
So I know there's a damage in Baldur's Gate at the very least. I'm gonna use that as my
Mhm.
example piece. There's a bunch of
Mhm.
stuff where it's like, let's say a chest. In order
Yeah.
to break that chest, let's say you're out of lockpicks or something, say you have to
Yep.
break it down, you have to hit a minimum damage point in order to
For
be
it
able
to
to
even
break
consider.
it. Right.
Correct.
And sometimes, I mean, a lot of times objects are immune to like stuff like poison and whatnot, but
Correct. Yes. So to take damage, you have to take at least 15 damage points, which means
right.
depending on the solution. Honestly, though, here's the thing: that's not overpowered. as a 6th level spell. Because most things will do more than 15 damage. This spell, it's a lot, but it's fine.
Here's what I'm questioning though.
Easy
Because
money? Because I want the money.
no.
Me too. Me
Let's
too.
say
Please.
okay. Let's say
Please
for
take crabs.
let's say scenario time. I am a blade singer.
Okay.
I cast this. You know, it's concentration, and an enemy hits me for let's say for 4 damage.
Mm-hmm.
That becomes I'm immune to that damage, so it doesn't happen.
Yep.
Do I still make a concentration check?
No, because you didn't take damage.
That's what I was
That's
looking.
what I
Damage
thought.
is required. Damage is required to take a concentration check.
Right. This is pretty good for. I would use this for a blade singer.
This is funny.
It gives
But I
blade singers a
love it.
bonus action attack too, which that blade singers don't normally get.
All right, so those are our wizard spells.
Oh,
Mhm.
approved or
This is approved. I said this is approved. There's nothing bad.
I said it was approved.
okay. I never heard him say approved.
It does, by the way, though, make me want to play a warlock whose patron is Mr. Krabs. I might try and do that on TFC. I mean, I was going to play the Easter Bunny as a warlock concept, but the Mr. Krabs warlock.
Oh, who? Okay,
What patron would it be? Like,
I am
I mean-
going to actually...
I mean there is the. I don't know if it's Mr. Krabs, but just under the sea alone, you have
Ooh!
you
I'm
have
gonna
the
see.
whatchamacallit. The one with the tentacle attack. I played that once.
If-
What the fuck is it called?
Fathomless.
Fathomless. Thank you.
that one could work. Fiend could also kind of work.
warlock
Krabs is a fiend for
patron
money.
I would
is
not say fiend for.
Mr. Krabs. I'm doing this
No,
in-
Blade, I'm still recording, by the way.
what,
He's
so
not.
we're done.
He doesn't have
Also-
a lot of
Okay,
skills.
I was gonna say if we're moving on to the
Also-
other spell classes, which I didn't think so, but anyway.
We're not. No, we're absolutely not. No, we're done.
Bye bye.